Hello viewers, welcome to F&B service class. Today we will be learning about the history of alcohol. So beer, wine and other alcoholic drinks are made from a process known as fermentation. The sugar over ripened food attracts microscopic organism known as yeast. As the yeast feed on fruit sugar, they produce a compound known as ethanol, a type of alcohol in alcoholic beverages. This process is called as fermentation. Nobody knows exactly when humans begin to create the fermented beverages. The earliest known evidence came from 7000 BCE in China, where residues in clay pots have revealed that the people were making alcoholic beverages from fermented rice, millet, grapes, and honey. Within a few thousands of years, culture all around the world were fermenting their own drinks. Ancient Mesopotamians and Egyptians made beer throughout the year from stored cereal grains. Thus, beer was available to all social classes and workers and even received it in their daily rations. They also made wine, but because the climate was not ideal for growing of grapes, it was rare and expensive delicacy. By contrast, in Greece and Rome, where grapes grew more easily, wines were readily available as beer in Mesopotamia and Egypt because yeast will ferment basically any plant sugar. Ancient people made alcohol from whatever crops and plants they grew where they lived. In Southern America, people made chichacha from the grains, sometimes adding hallucinating herbs, and whereas in now Mexico, pulque made from the cactus sap was a drink of choice. Well, East Africa made banana and palm beer. And in areas that now Japan, people made sake from rice. Almost every region of the globe has its own fermented drinks. As alcoholic consumption became a part of everyday life, some authority latched onto effects they perceived as positive. Greek physicians consider wine to be good for health, and poets testified its creative qualities. Others were more considered about the alcohol potency for abuse. Greek philosophers promoted temperance. Early Jewish and Christian writers in Europe integrated wine into rituals but considered excessive intoxication a sin, and in Middle East and Spain, the Islamic rule against praying while drunk gradually solidified into general ban on alcohol. Ancient fermented beverages has relatively low alcoholic content at about 13% of alcohol. The byproduct wild yeast generates during the fermentation become toxic and kill. When yeast dies, the fermentation stops, the alcoholic content levels off. So, for thousands of years, alcohol content was limited. That changed with the invention of a process called as distillation. 9th century Arabic writers describe boiling of fermented liquid to vaporize alcohol in them. Alcohol boils at a lower temperature than water, so it vaporizes first, capture this vapor, cool it down, and what is left is a liquid much more concentrated than any fermented beverages. At first, the strongest spirits was used for medical purposes. Then the spirit became an important trade commodity because unlike beer and wine, they didn't spoil. Rum was made from sugar harvested in European colonies in Caribbean islands, became a staple for the sailors and was traded to North America. European brought brandy and gin to Africa and traded it for enslaved people, land and goods like palm oil and rubber. Spirit became a form of money in these regions. During the age of exploration, spirit played a crucial role in long-distance sea voyages. Sailing from European to East Asia and America could take months, and keeping the water fresh for a long time was a challenge. Adding a bucket of brandy to a water barrel kept the water fresh for a longer time because alcohol is a preservative that kills harmful bacteria. So by 1600, alcohol fueled to a global trading and exploration along with all their consequences. As time went on, its role in human society would only become more complicated. Thank you so much.